Drake's widely anticipated album, Certified Lover Boy, is coming this Friday, September 3rd. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Kanye and Drake seem to be going head to head. There's a lot of speculations that Kanye was delaying the release of his album so that it would come out on the same date as Drake's album. And if you know Kanye's history, this is not the first time he's done this, competed with a rapper. And there's a little bit of, drama and conflict between Drake and Kanye, which makes the story so much more interesting. So people have been speculating that his intention was to release the album on the same date as Drake's. And Drake had sort of cryptically announced that his album was going to be released on ESPN on some sports game. I don't watch sports, but there was there was some sporting game that he had speculated, like he had had some cryptic footage or cryptic video that suggested that his album was coming out on September 3rd, which it said CLB September 3rd. And so people have been speculating that Drake's album is coming out soon. Now, here's the thing that makes this story so much more interesting and juicy. So Kanye's album is released on Sunday, and Kanye posts on Instagram that Universal, his record label, released his album without his permission. Now, why would Universal release Kanye's album without his permission? Why would they do that? I mean, Drake is signed by Republic. But when you look a little closer, when you take a little peek, guess who owns Republic Records? Universal. Now, I don't know what's happening here, but there's a lot to unpack. So let us begin. This is juicy. This is interesting. This is dramatic. Let's talk about this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the above. This video is brought to you by Brand Video Pro, an online course that helps brands and businesses increase their influence and sales. So let's begin. In this video, we're going to break down, we're going to understand the business of the music industry, the strategy of the music industry. How does it work? How is it juicy? How is it entertaining? And we're going to look at Drake and Kanye as the example. My name is Kenim, and let's begin. So, all these speculations, across the internet have been suggesting Kanye was going to release his album same date as Drake's, just to be competitive. We know that Kanye and Drake have had a long history of conflict between themselves, and I'm sure you could go Google the history of that. But in one of Kanye's album releases, I think it was a couple years ago, he did announce that Drake had a son. He revealed to the world that Drake had a son in his album. And he really, that's after Drake, opening up to him and telling him the truth. So they have a little bit of drama. And people online speculate that Drake was hooking up with Kim Kardashian. I mean, who knows, whatever. But more recently, as their drama continues, right? Drake released a verse on a song, and it seemed to be, people thought it was a diss track towards Kanye. Kanye posts Drake's address in California, Los Angeles, California, on Instagram, and then deletes it, almost as soon as he posts it. Then there's like a video of Drake just laughing, laughing, and he shows that he's not in California. He's actually in Toronto. But here's the thing. So they have this drama. How do you dox someone, post your address for the whole world to see? So imagine the security that Drake has to get for his house. Imagine all this stuff. And that's presumably Kanye's response to Drake dissing him in the record that came out that same night. So here's where it gets interesting. Drake is playing chess and Kanye is playing checkers. Because why would Universal do what Drake wants and release Kanye's album earlier? The reason, in my view, and obviously this is just speculation, who knows, but the reason is because Drake is the best-selling musician of all time, most streamed musician of all time. He has the clout, he has the prestige. For the record label, who, I mean, look, they're a business, they would respect the artist that has the most sales, right? And what could Drake have, proposed to the label? If you release Kanye's album at the same date as mine, that's going to affect not just my sales, it's also going to affect Kanye's sales. Because you can't, like, look, as a consumer, you can only listen to one song at a time, and you're not going to be going in between Kanye's album and in between Drake's album. It's too much. So it's going to cause a split, right? And consumers are going to be split, and it's going to affect both of them. It's going to reduce both of their sales. And so for Universal, it's not a good thing to release two of their biggest musicians on the same weekend, because that's really going to affect them, right? If they were a competitor, it wouldn't even make sense as a competitor. You just, as a label, it's just not a smart idea to do that. Splitting your audience in half and which means both parties might not even get number one. So it's not beneficial to the label to do that. And I can imagine Drake's team would probably go into the label, you can't let Kanye release this album. You can't let him do it. He's going to do it. Don't let him do it. I'm sure that was going on, the logistics and all of that. But moreover, the day that it came out is even more interesting. If Drake is really, really playing chess as I described, he has been genius. He didn't convince them to release the album on a Friday. He delayed it 2 days and convinced them to release it on a Sunday. Now, why is it a bad thing to release an album on a Sunday? When you look at Billboard, they count album sales and album streams on a weekly basis. And that week starts from Friday until Thursday the next week. Now, a week is 7 days, but Kanye gets 5 days. What does this mean? Kanye's first week sales are going to be far less than Drake's first week sales, because Drake has 2 additional days in his week. So who's going to be the bestseller? It's Drake. It's Drake. So you're wondering why Drake has been laughing on Instagram? Like, he just keeps posting photos of himself or videos of himself just laughing, just having a good time. He's playing chess. Kanye's out here jumping up and down, posting people's addresses online, you know, making all this noise, making headlines. He's a genius. Don't get it twisted. He's a genius and great for getting headlines. But Drake is out here playing chess. Now, you could say no. You know, there was so much anticipation built up for Kanye's album, da-di-da-di-da-da. And actually, no, not as much anticipation as there has been for Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy, because Drake started teasing this album in 2019. So it's been 2 years that he's been teasing the album. It was supposed to come out in January 2021. Didn't happen. It was supposed to come out in 2020. Didn't happen. Supposed to come out in 2021. Didn't happen. So who has the most anticipation for the longest period of time? It is Drake. So it's all dramatic. It's all juicy. It's all entertaining. And we shall see what happens. We shall see who gets the most sales at the end of, you know, who gets the most first week sales, who gets the number one spot. Does Drake come and steal the number one spot from Kanye and then consistently hold it for a long period of time? And if you really look into Kanye's strategy, why would Kanye, you know, want to release his album at the same time as Drake, hurting himself and hurting Drake at the same time? Because Kanye doesn't care about the numbers. Not that much. He does care about the numbers, and he did believe he would do better. But I don't think he cares. He'd rather just hurt Drake's sales than be number one. But now it looks like, on record, Drake is going to be the better selling artist. Let's find out. Let's find out. We still have a few days till the album comes out. Who knows which album is better? They're both, I mean, I don't know. I have no clue what Drake's album is going to sound like. He's only given us one single. We don't really know what's going on there. Kanye didn't give us any singles. He just dropped it. But he gave us a lot of like hype and attention and, you know, all of that stuff that I described in the previous video, which you should watch the video I made about Kanye's album. But yeah, this is juicy, this is exciting, it's entertaining, and I can't wait to unpack it. So stay tuned, guys. Are you team Drake or are you team Kanye? Leave a comment down below, let us know. And what are your thoughts on all this drama? Ooh, so juicy. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. It really helps me out and pushes this video on the algorithm and encourages me to make more videos. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. A peace.